intermediary relationship notice. At any time you find out you're in an intermediary relationship, which means that the buyer and the seller are all represented by first-class luxury living agents, then you have to fill out what's called an intermediary relationship. So you'd put two, the seller's name would be here, and prospect, which is the buyer's name, from the brokerage first-class luxury living. You'd put the address and the date this went into effect. And you would say, under this notice, owner mean the seller or landlord of the property, and prospects mean the above named prospective buyer or tenant for the property. So this will be a buy or sell. Brokerage firm representing the owner, a listing agreement, and also represents the prospect under a buyer or tenant's rep agreement. In the written listing agreement and written buyer's rep agreement, both the owner and the prospective previous authorize the broker to act as intermediary if a prospect who broker represent desires to buy or lease a property that is listed by the broker as well. When the prospect makes an offer to purchase or lease a property, the broker will act in accordance with the authorized grantee in the listing agreement and in the buyer's tenant relationship agreement. So if you're putting a contract on a property that you look on MLS and you see, let me see somebody's office active listings. So say, for example, you are an agent here at First Class and you happen to go and see this home right here that's listed by one of our agents. You're like, oh, well, she's with First Class. But your clients want to put an offer on it. You better make sure that you also include intermediary relationship notice with the contract, okay? And that's kind of saying it's already been talked about in the written listing agreement and the buyer's rep agreement. But D, broker will, you're always going to click this, will appoint a licensed associate to communicate with, carry out instructions of, and provide opinions and advice during the negotiation to each party. If buyer makes such appointment, broker is appointed, and you put the agent, who the owners, the listing agent here. Come on, y'all. And you would put the buyer's agent's name. By acknowledging receipt of this notice, the undersigned parties refrain their consent from broker to act as intermediary. So disclose the material relating to broker relationship to the parties, such as personal relationship or prior contemplation of business relationship. So you do have to disclose if there's any prior relationship before this. Landlords and sellers sign here, prospects sign here. But I've had a few of you, or some of the agents might be doing an open house on their own listing, and it's very rare that it happens. You're doing an open house on your own listing and you find a buyer that's not represented by someone else, and they want to actually put an offer on the property that you're showing, which is your listing. If you ever find yourself in a situation like that, again, you can decide who you want to, like maybe a friend of another agent at the brokerage that you like to assign to the buyer, but you will have to assign them off to someone else. And you can work through that as far as commission between the two of you, but no one agent can represent both parties. It's been a huge issue with a lot of lawsuits, and it's been, no man can serve two masters. No agent can serve the buyer and the seller on the transaction. So however you work that out, that's fine, long as you have will and you've assigned it off to two other people and you have the permission of both the landlord and the prospects. But that's in short the intermediary relationship, and how you can tell. Go to MLS, go to the office listing broker. If that office listing brokerage is First Class Luxury Living and you're also a First Class Luxury Living, you need an intermediary form. All right. Well, if you have any more questions about this form, please let me know. Thank you so much. Have a great day.